carry this team as they have this year and go through the season like we have. And they've really just been very mature and really strong as a group in terms of leading this team. Each time we've played a game, regardless of the outcome, they've kind of put it in the rearview mirror and moved on to the next one. And they've shown a great sign of maturity there. And it's really helped the rest of the team focus and get ready for the next game and have an intensity each week for the opportunity to accomplish something else together. So this week's no different. Obviously, that was a big game on Friday night, a great victory for our team, certainly a source of pride for our program. But there is no bigger game in the world than this one. And so our guys, as they have all year, I hope we'll put what's done behind us. And I have a pretty good idea they will, and move on to getting prepared for Navy. And Navy's got a very talented football team, very good football team, well coached, and they've had a great year. And so it's going to be a huge battle and a tremendous challenge. This game, this game rolls around each year, and we have an opportunity to talk about this rivalry and talk about this game and just what it's like. It is almost indescribable, just the intensity on each play of this game. And I'm certain that this Saturday will be no different. This will be my 11th here at Army, and every one of them just seems like it's been a slugfest. There's been some great battles, some really close games, and so I'm anticipating another game very much like that. That it's just going to be blow for blow, and there'll be one team standing at the end. So hopefully we'll have a great week of practice, and then we'll go into the game and be able to execute at a very high level, and give ourselves a chance to be there at the end and find a way to win. So we're looking forward to it. I'm excited for our team, our guys that have never experienced an Army-Navy game. It's a game like no other. But again, as I mentioned, for our senior class and the opportunity for them to leave here with a victory in this game as firsties is a source of pride they'll carry with them for a lifetime. So I hope we're able to get there and get to the victory circle. But I'm certain that the other team is feeling the same way, and they want to do the same for their seniors and for their team. And it's what makes it such an incredible rivalry.
Rich DeMarco, you want to kick us off?
Hey, Jeff, Rich DeMarco, Army Radio. You've won 2 big games the last 2 weeks. UTSA to clinch home field in the AAC title game, and then the blowout win over Tulane in the AAC title game. How have you been able to keep your team focused on those 2 games, to win those 2 games, with everyone knowing around the program, inside and out, this one coming up is the biggest game of the year?
I think just the maturity of the team. Our seniors have handled it so well. And I really feel like most teams follow the lead of their senior class. And so the rest of the guys in the room, our freshmen all the way up through, have just taken on that same personality of let's just get ready for the next game and put what's done behind us. And they've done a really good job of that. And it's been the same in terms of looking forward and looking ahead. As we went through the season, certainly there were some games that were highly anticipated. The Air Force game's always a big game. We knew that Notre Dame was going to be a top 10 opponent as we got closer to that game, and those are exciting. It's exciting to play games like that, and our guys are looking forward to those games. And certainly, I think probably through the offseason, as we prepared each week, they're lurking out there, but they've been able to just focus on the next game at hand. And so that really has been the case with this game as well. The games leading up to this one have been big football games for us. Obviously, the Notre Dame game, they beat the pants off of us. They got a great football team. The UTSA game, which was so important for us, to win just to have a chance to host the conference championship. We knew that was on the line. And then the conference championship game itself. And we couldn't look beyond what was right in front of us that certainly would have been detrimental and counterproductive to win the game at hand. So this game's a big game, and we don't apologize for talking about this game and having signs up around campus and saying beat Navy and at every turn. It's just this rivalry. It transcends the boundaries of just one season and this I guess just this week it is 365 days a year, and it's the same for the other team. They 365 days a year, and so we can continue to prepare for this game mentally and emotionally and physically throughout the year without compromising the mission at hand as we go through the season and have games throughout the year. So our guys handle it well, and I think they're just conditioned to understand that and know that about this football game.
If someone who knew nothing about football, American football, if you had to describe the Army-Navy game to them, how would you describe it?
Describe the Army-Navy game to someone who's never seen football or never seen American football. Wow. People have written books about this game. I mean, thousands of pages about this game. I think if you took two groups of people that had a great disdain for each other, wanted to beat the other guys across from them so badly they were willing to do just about anything to see that happen. And we handed everybody a sledgehammer and said, okay, this side, you get to hit that side as hard as you want with a sledgehammer. And after that swing, the other side, they get to hit this side with a sledgehammer as hard as they can possibly hit you. And we just keep doing that until there's only one guy standing and his team gets to win. That's about what this game is. It is just an absolute brawl. It's a sledgehammer fight for the entire duration. And it's what makes it awesome. It's a great game. Yep.
Jackson Wayne, Spectrum.
Coach, how are you? What have you seen from Navy down the stretch, particularly with Woodson at quarterback these last few games?
They are so good at what they do. Number one, defensively, they're a really good football team defensively, and they have been for many years. Coach Newberry and the job he does coaching that defense, and had done as a defensive coordinator. He didn't just give us fits; he gave everybody fits, and they've continued to do that. They've continued to play really good, solid defense, and they're tough to execute against. Active, fast, play hard. And they got good players. Offensively, what Coach Cronick has done this year with the offense is so different. Really, a break from what traditionally has been done at academies with the offense. And he still has a lot of the option elements, a lot of the same option elements that we incorporate, but then being able to spread teams out and the misdirection plays they have, the flood routes with multiple receivers and not always coming from the same side of the formation, hiding guys, and they're just really good at what they do. They've been really good at quarterback, and that I think is important if you're going to have a team that's going to be good and an offense that's going to be good. You got to be good at that position, and they are. They've got a lot of skill players that they've involved in the offense. So a lot of players touching the ball in different ways and spreading the ball from sideline to sideline and vertically as well. Really good on the offensive line, physical like they always are. The academy teams, I think, have a reputation for that. So I think they're a good team, and they've obviously had a really good football season, and they're going to present some challenges for us, particularly because we've just got this week to prepare for it. We've been accustomed to having multiple weeks to get ready for this game, and we don't this time around.
Right now, you made your case on why you believe the team should make the playoffs. Obviously, they went with a different direction on Sunday. Were you surprised at all by that? And what kind of opportunity is it to play in the Independence Bowl later on this month?
Oh, I'm not surprised. Where we were a week ago in the college football playoff rankings, first of all, just to be in the college football playoff rankings is great for our program. And we're honored to be mentioned with all the great teams on that list. We didn't do ourselves any favors by getting beat by Notre Dame like we did, and I don't know that playing them closer would have made a difference in the rankings, but I'm sure getting beat by them like we didn't help. We've managed to win every other game. I'm proud of our guys for that. Those are decisions that are made by folks in a room that are specially selected to do that and make those decisions. Everybody who's kind of in the mix and in the conversation that doesn't make the 12-team playoff is disappointed, and they've all got a reason to lobby and say we belong in the field of 12, and here's why. I know if we had a chance to play in that 12-team playoff, that we'd give some people some trouble just based on the fact that we're very different. And I know we didn't do a good job of representing that against Notre Dame, but I do believe that about our team. And it didn't work out that way. They've got 12 great teams in the playoffs, and I think there's going to be some great games. I'm looking forward to watching them, and we have an opportunity to play in a bowl game, which we are thrilled about. To play a great Marshall team who won their league, 2 conference champions squaring off in the postseason. That's an opportunity for us to measure our team, our conference against another's. Going to Shreveport, Louisiana, a place we've never played. One of the great things about coming to school here, and I tell guys as we recruit them, you get to go places and play in some unique venues and have different experiences. So we get to do that. But that's a measure of success for everybody. Everybody's playing in a bowl game is proud to tell everybody that we're playing in a bowl game, and we are too.
Connor, call on some on Zoom, please.
Hey, Charles, you can start us off.
Good afternoon, Coach. Charles Grievous here with GoBlackKnights.com. If I can build off of Rich's questions, here you are going into the 125th edition of the Army-Navy game on Saturday with a 11-1 record, ranked 18th in the nation, and coming off of the AAC championship win and scheduled to play, as you just mentioned, in the Independence Bowl. Are you able to put this upcoming Saturday's game in perspective relative to this historic 2024 season, although it's not over yet?
In perspective, I think that this game is almost like a season of its own. It is such a source of pride for this academy to beat Navy in anything that we do. Our swim and dive teams, men's and women's, just had a historic victory over them this past week. The soccer team, the baseball team, the basketball team, you name it. When we compete against them in anything, we want to win, and it makes us proud when we do. And this game, more than any of them, is on a national stage at a completely different level. Millions of people, millions will watch this game on TV, and it's a view into this academy. It's a view into our Corps of Cadets the makeup of our Corps of Cadets, the toughness and the fight in our Corps of Cadets. It's a representation of our men and women that serve, and there's there's millions of men and women that have served in the United States Army and continue to serve in the United States Army, and we represent all of them. So it's a great sense of responsibility and an obligation that we have to do that well, with honor and with the fight that the Army's proud of. We won a lot of games this year. Winning this game would make this a great season. And I've unfortunately been on the losing end of this game since I've been here. And I will tell you that no matter what kind of a season we've had, losing this game makes the season a bit of a disappointment. And so I hope we don't have to experience that. We're going to fight like crazy to try to win a game. But that's the reality of it. That's the magnitude of this game and the intensity of this game and what it means to us and this institution, that even after 11 wins and a conference championship, this game means more than any of it. And so we got some work to do over the next few days to get ready, because they got a really good football team, and this game is always a battle.
Great. And my follow-up and final question, are you able to speak to the injury status of the starters? Meaning, are there any of those players that are on your will not be able to play list?
Let's see. Well, Kyle Lewis from earlier, he will not. Anderson Britton, and kind of had the report on both of those guys. They're out for the year. At this point, everybody else is still in play. We don't have anybody that is, there's some guys that are hurt. Some guys got hurt on Friday night and didn't practice last night, but we're optimistic and hopeful for all those guys, even those that got hurt on Friday night, that they'll be ready to go for this Saturday. So, I hope they are. Certainly in this game, you want to have everybody, every bit of firepower you have, if firepower is what you call it. We want to have everybody available, our starters, our backups. And that's where in the past, having a couple of weeks to get ready for this game, and sometimes we've had 3 weeks to get ready for this game, there's an opportunity to get everybody healthy. And that's one of the challenges. But I'm glad we played in the game on Friday night. I'm not of that school. I definitely want to play in the championship game. So it's a great experience, and I'm proud of our guys. But we got a few guys beat up and nicked up and some twisted ankles and things like that. But all things that I think they can recover from by the time we play on Saturday, which is positive and good news.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Wish you the best on Saturday.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
We'll go to Seth.
Good afternoon, Coach. Great win on Friday. My first question for you is, with all that's gone on over the season, the last few weeks, the fact that Navy is, similar to Army in what they run, how do you as coaches give the players all you can to give them the edge? You always talk about being a slugfest, and of course it is. But how do you go about making it, giving Army an advantage?
Oh, I don't know that we gain an advantage. I think an advantage is difficult to gain in this game. And pardon me. What we want to do is prepare our players to be able to execute their assignments and their fundamentals as well as they possibly can. That's what wins the game, is the execution of assignments and fundamentals. And hopefully done with great intensity and focus and effort. And that's where the sledgehammer comes in. You can, close your eyes and swing the sledgehammer as hard as you can. You might hit something, but you might not. But if you're very focused and detailed about where the head of that sledgehammer hits, then that's assignment and fundamentals. is putting it right on the right spot and swinging as hard as you can. So we don't have sledgehammers to use on Saturday, but we've got 11 guys at a time in a football uniform, and hopefully we'll all play together, and 11 guys together will be precise about where we execute, and that's how the game is won.
My follow-up question is, see, you guys announced that CBS has renewed for 10 more years, I think through 2038. What does that say to you about the importance of this game, both to the academies, both academies, and also to college football in general?
It's a great rivalry, and I'm grateful that we get a chance to put this game on a national stage and in some ways a worldwide stage. I know we've got soldiers that around the world, wherever they're at, are going to be tuned in for this game, regardless of what time it is, early in the morning, middle of the night. And it's awesome to be on that stage. There's a lot of people that play college football and play college football at this level and never get a chance to be in front of an audience like we're going to have on Saturday. I'm proud to know that the game still means that much, that this rivalry in this day and age of college football is still one that football fans want to be a part of and want to watch and watch in earnest. So we're grateful to CBS for making that commitment to us, and I'm sure that they're not a charity case. CBS is in the business of making TV to make money. So what it tells me is that there's a lot of people want to watch this game, and that it benefits both sides. It certainly benefits us, and I'm sure benefits CBS. And I'm glad for that. I'm glad that everybody's a winner in this. So we're proud to represent Army. We're proud to represent West Point. We're proud to represent the Corps of Cadets. And I'm proud for all of our players who have an opportunity to play football on the biggest stage in sports. So I'm excited we're going to be able to do that for years to come.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Yes, thank you.
We'll go to Dan.
Coach, like you said, being at Army for over a decade, you've had the experience of this game and the experience of being part of the United States Army and seeing what the Black Knights can do on and off the field. What can you say to the evolution of Army football in the time that you've been there? And if we live in a world where you think that in the coming future, we could see Army in the college football playoff?
Oh, it would take a while to just talk about the total evolution of this program. When I got here 11 years ago, I was fortunate to have people in place here. Lieutenant General Bob Caslin, our superintendent, Corrigan, our AD, who were committed to building this program into a winner and to support this program in a way that we could build success here and sustain success here. Been fortunate that we've continued to have superintendents, General Williams, now General Steve Gilland, an AD and Mike Buddy, that have continued to grow Army sports and Army football and support this program and all of our sports programs in ways that will allow us to be able to be our very best. So whether it's facilities or the experience we give our players, the nutrition, equipment, our coaches, the staff members, the support that we can give our players on a daily basis in this building. I mean, that's evolved quite a bit from where it was when I first got here, and hopefully it'll continue to grow. Every day we're just trying to get better and improve, and so continuing to grow this program and evolve this program is important. College football is changing. College sports is changing, so we got to change along with it. In terms of the opportunities for long-term success, I mean, I think you look at this excuse me, this season and the success that we've had. I apologize, everybody. Had we found a way to beat Notre Dame or whoever was in that slot that week, not Notre Dame, another school, had we found a way to win that game, and we were sitting here 12-0, undefeated, I think we'd probably be in a conversation. We might have had our name up there on the bracket, because at that point you're the only undefeated Group of 5 team, and you probably are right up there in the conversation. And as the 12-team playoff presents, the top-ranked Group of 5 conference champion gets in. Boise kind of had themselves positioned there the whole year, with just a 3-point loss to Oregon, and winning the rest of their games. They were positioned there. So I think that still leaves the door open for us and for anybody in our conference, for the American Athletic Conference. And over the course of the history of the New Year's Six and what would have been a 12-team playoff, for most of those years, it's been an American Athletic Conference team that's represented. So I think there's a pathway. It's certainly challenging. It's not easy to go undefeated. We didn't do it, but it can be done. And so it's something we'll continue to strive for. And we're just trying to do the best we can each week. And that's all we're trying to do this week. We're just trying to do the best we can to be prepared for Saturday afternoon in what is the biggest game of the year and the toughest game of the year. And that's what we want to do this week. And each week, we've tried to do that. And if we can ever have a season where we can put them all together and run them from 1 to 12, then probably be in the conversation. But it's hard to do. It's fun to talk about, fun to think about, but hard to do.
Thank you, Coach. See you Saturday.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, we'll do 3 more and start with Chris.
Hey, Coach, Chris Demersion, KSLA TV out of Shreveport. You guys are supposed to be here in 2022. You guys are here now. Coach, have you ever even heard of Shreveport? Is there a connection you have to North Louisiana or this area?
We've got a lot of guys on our team from the state of Louisiana and have had over the course of my tenure here. We've recruited a lot of guys from Louisiana, and we're looking forward to coming down there. I know our guys are excited about it. Excited about the opportunity to play in a great bowl game. It's the Independence Bowl is a historic game. That bowl game's been around for a long time. I watched that game as a kid, and so it's pretty neat to play in a game that's got such a tremendous history. Been through Shreveport a couple of times in recruiting, and just a lively city, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to be there. And playing in a bowl game is one of the great experiences in college football, and particularly I think for our guys, because frankly, our guys are pretty busy around here. They got a lot of obligations. They got a pretty regimented schedule. Academics is it's a bugger. They spend a lot of time on their schoolwork here, and there are frankly professional standards that kind of give them guidance on the things that they do in their time when they're away from the academy. So for our guys to get a chance to go to a bowl game and have a city welcome them and entertain them and feed them and treat them like celebrities for a few days is just an awesome experience for our players, something that they remember for a lifetime, and a reward for them for having a good football season. So I can assure you that our guys are very appreciative of the opportunity to play in the postseason, and are really looking forward to being there with the great people of Shreveport. And I know they'll be excited to welcome the Army team.
We'll go to Roy Lang. Roy.
he's not there, move on.
All right, we'll do one more with Ken McMillan.
Hi, Jeff. Congratulations on the win on Friday. Jeff, it was reported earlier today that Matt Drinkle is going to be going to Central Michigan to be head coach. What do you think about, what kind of coach Matt is, what kind of job he'll do out there? And of course, the second part is your name has been mentioned with several openings, West Virginia, North Carolina, and Purdue. Can you give us an update?
So Matt Drinkle is just a terrific football coach. When I hired Matt, I had seen him speak a couple of times at the American Football Coaches Association convention. So he spoke one year, and I had just gotten there. It was a Sunday night, and I looked at the schedule of speakers, and I see this guy talking about run game. And I'm like, well, we like to run the ball. I'm gonna go listen to this guy talk. And I walk in a room. I was a little bit late getting in there. We had just gotten to town, and the room's packed. And I just was really impressed with him as a teacher and how he presented his philosophy and his scheme. And so after it was done, I went up and introduced myself, and I said, hey, can we get together and talk some football? And he said, man, I'd love it. That'd be great. So the next evening we got together and just talked head coaching stuff. He was the head coach of Kansas Wesleyan at the time. And they were absolutely destroying people. Anyway, we talked for a couple hours, and so I invited him later that spring to come to our coaches clinic and speak at our coaches clinic here at West Point, which he did a great job, gave a very similar presentation. And then I guess the next fall, he came to watch us in the Army Navy game. So he and one of his assistants, they bought tickets and came to the game and came to see us at the hotel. Well, that year at the convention, he spoke again. And the American Football Coaches Association does not ask people to speak 2 years in a row. It's very uncommon. He spoke 2 years in a row. And I went to the presentation, and it was packed, and he's got a great following. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to hire this guy before somebody else does. So I offered him a job, and he accepted. So he left a head coaching position to come in and be an analyst for us off the field. And basically, running the computer and doing GA work. Very humble. We moved him onto the field after that season. We had an opening, and he's been on the field with us. And he just a great imagination. Doesn't complain, doesn't come to me with problems. If there's something that we've discussed in a staff meeting that he's got an idea about, he'll come see me. He comes with a solution, not more problems. Great staff guy, and just a really good temperament and personality for a head coach. And so this opportunity presented itself. He wasn't expecting it. He was recommended by somebody had worked with or somebody that knew him. And so they reached out and they said, well, let's talk to the guy. And when they talked to him, then they said, man, we need to talk to this guy some more. And just as it worked out, they realized that he was a great fit, and the organization and the personal skills and all those things were very apparent. And he was offered the job and accepted. And I'm just so happy for him. I'm proud of him. It's certainly a source of pride for our program to have a coach go and become an FBS head coach from here. And I'm thrilled for him, and I know he'll do a great job. He's going to work really hard. He's really good with people. He'll hire a great staff, and so I'm pleased for him. And in terms of the other stuff, it just comes with the territory, Ken. I've been here 11 years, and this isn't the first go around. This isn't the first time my name's popped up, and that's what happens when coaches are successful. They probably aren't mentioning any other names of coaches for these positions that are on losing teams right now. So it's just the way it is. And that I'm glad, because that means we're winning. So I hope we keep winning. And this week would be a good one this week would be a good week to continue that and win again. So we're gonna have some work to do to see that happens.
Will Matt be coaching this weekend, the Marshall game?
He will. He's going to accept the job and meet the team. He'll come back tomorrow or Wednesday. I guess he's going to come back and be here the rest of the week with us, coach the Army Navy game, and then from there we'll let him go and join his team on a permanent basis. So he'll coach with us through the weekend, but that'll be it then.
Thanks, everybody.
Be Navy.